And we're
Ready?
recording.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Directional Influence Season 2, Episode 1, brought to you by
Yes.
Clash Tournaments. I'm Rapture, aka Dakota. Mostly Rapture. I'm here with Will and D1 and Chibo. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm really excited because we haven't done this in a long time. We're
Yeah.
having a really awesome stream like this. So I'm just first of all, we have Will who just hosted Shockwave. He's the DK main you all know and love. Will, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Feeling good. A lot of people came out to the tournament yesterday. Since 2008, nobody has ever come out to Shirley. I was able to graciously have Chibo come stream my tournament, so I was really excited about that. And he brought, CT0, everyone's favorite Chilean, with him, as well as Vex and Xax, and we had a good turnout. We had a lot of fun. And for my first
hmm
local in 5 years, I consider that pretty good for
Not
Eastern Long
bad.
Island, middle
I
of nowhere.
I had a great time. It
I
was it
It,
was
it,
agree.
was,
good.
it was good. It was fun.
Also, of course, we have our stream moderator, show moderator, Chibo. How you doing?
What's up? Glad to be here again. Last
No,
episode was really fun, and
yeah,
looking forward to season 2.
dude, same, same Z's on that right there. And then finally, our guest for right now, and one of our favorite people of all time. I think this is his first time he's been on DI, if I'm correct. He is Apex D1. D1, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite great. It's been a week since I've been at Evo. I still have a little bit of withdrawal, but you know what? It was a great time. I think we've all probably did for the people that went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Evo 2013 was a great tournament. For all of
Hell
you who
yeah.
missed it, we have a lot to cover.
Well, we do. We know we started a little late thanks to Smash Factor, so we're gonna try and keep it, you know, I guess a little shorter, maybe 45. We'll try and, if it goes longer, whatever.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
It'll
we'll be
happen.
all right.
Either way, you'll be watching on YouTube.
hmm
Um, so we're gonna be first talking about Evo that happened last week. Super Smash Bros. Melee was there, featured as one of the games Evo 2013. We're gonna talk about it because D1 was there. He was a commentator, and he has a ton to tell us that many of you may not have actually heard about. So some insider stuff. And then after that, if we have time, maybe we'll talk about, or we will talk about this, the Fall Classic coming up. Chibo will tell us all about that.
hmm
And maybe we'll talk about Earthquake, Shockwave. Cross Crossfire presents Shockwave, which this happened this past weekend. And then finally, which will definitely happen, those other two things may not. We have some updates considering the show.
hmm
So the future of the show and some future episodes, and it should be awesome. So because of that, we want to get to the Evo thing as quick as possible. So I want to bring it over to D1. D1, you were there as a commentator. For anyone who may not know, tell us what you were really doing there and just the basis of like what you did there, how it was to be at Evo 2013, and then the most hype stuff, whatever secrets or whatever crazy stuff happened. The
hmm
floor is yours.
All right, well, let's see. Take it from the top. The first thing you said was, what was my
What was your
basically
purpose?
what was my
Yeah.
purpose there at Evo? Chris Seglia from I Play Winner actually hit me up for an opportunity to do commentary alongside other FGC personalities such as Dacid Bro or Lord Knight and so on. Basically to try to bridge the gap between Smash and the FGC. There was a Smasher by the name of Klausui Chi Wong who brought up the idea on Twitter. He hit up what's his name? A really famous Able main from Street Fighter 4. Can't believe I forgot. Able main Juicebox Able. He hit him up, asking him, what would you think about doing commentary alongside, Smash commentators, so we could try to, bridge the gap between the FGC and Smash. And he really liked the idea. We pitched it to a couple other people, that are in the higher ups, but when it comes to production and the FGC, and they really liked it. So for day one, my main purpose there was to work alongside an FGC personality. Mine was gonna be Dacid Bro, but sadly for me on Thursday I missed my flight because of some crazy mishap. Don't even want to go into it. But
Yeah,
I,
that's too crazy.
yeah, so I came in at 10 a.m. on Friday. So I missed my 8 a.m. shift opening up the stream with Dasibra. I believe Prague was my backup though, and he did really well alongside him. Um, Let me see. I was also a backup commentator just in case. Uh, what was it? Scar and Toph for their shift for commentary. If they,
Right.
if they had pools or just because, if something were to happen where they weren't able to do commentary, I had to step in. So that was my shift for Friday. I didn't have any pools matches to play on Friday though. Yeah, no, yeah, I don't think I did.
And that's just because you entered Marvel, right? Because I believe it was all AE on Friday and Marvel
Yeah,
on Saturday.
yeah, exactly. So Saturday now. Well, let me think. Friday. What happened on Friday? Well, we're still
Can you
talking
even
about my
remember what
purpose.
happened?
Vegas happened.
Vegas happened. Well, no,
Wait,
you were
well,
a commentator there, and you were able to work with some really awesome people. So
of
like,
course.
all right. So being in front of the camera at Evo, what kind of experience is that?
I'll be honest, I didn't have any stage fright at all. Ever since Apex, I think I got over a whole bunch of people are looking at me, thousands of viewers on the internet are looking at my face, they're listening to my voice. Oh my gosh, what are they thinking? This one girl that I spoke to way back, she told me, you know what, you can't please everybody, so don't ever try to please everyone around you, because that's the worst thing you can do. Just try to better yourself as a person and just keep pushing forward. So that's what I do. Like when I went to Evo, I was like, all right, I may not be everyone's favorite commentator, but I'm gonna do a good job, commentating there. So I remember me and Prague, we actually had a little time on Friday around 2 to do commentary, like around 2 p.m. ish. I just got on for like 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
for those 5 minutes, everyone just blew me up on Twitter like immediately. They were like it was that hype. Saturday as well, I got to do commentary alongside Prague with semifinals. So that was my main job, commentary on Friday and Saturday. Other than
Okay.
that, speak to people, on the floor, that are part of the FGC, just to promote Apex, for Alex Strife and crew.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was sick seeing you, like there. I was so excited for you because you were like, you seemed so genuinely happy to be like, commentating with Prague right at Evo. I was like, wow, that's awesome because you guys like worked hard enough to be able to do that. And IMO, awesome to see you guys there. What was how prepared was Prague? Because he seemed so super prepared. You guys did a really good job.
Dude, let me tell you, there's a Facebook group for Evo commentators where Prague put together this Google Doc where we have like a big info dump on a bunch of players, where they're from, what notable wins they had. It was ridiculous, dude. Prague went ham, and we made sure we got a bunch of the players, I mean the commentators, to also, put in, extra information that Prague may have missed. So it was like a big effort from everybody.
I know we said this before we recorded, but shoutouts to Prague.
Shout outs
Being
to
the man.
Winton Smith. Yep, follow him
Yes.
at Progducto.
I agree.
If I recall, weren't the notes like 15 pages long, I think?
Yeah, it was pretty beastly.
Yeah, I remember he had notes at Zenith, and it was 6 pages long. And I was like, this is pretty damn impressive, and he just completely blew it away with Evo, like in preparation.
I don't know if you guys even knew, he left his notes on a desk during Marvel when it was on stream, on the SRK Evo stream, and I remember Ski Sonic was just looking through it, and he couldn't believe the amount of work that Smash commentators put in to, preparing for commentary. They were like, wow, these guys take it serious, man. So kudos to Prague once again, making us look good. Most definitely. Now, on to hype stuff. What's the next thing?
Yeah, like, all right, so, I mean, the hype is much more really when you're there. So, like, what was the most hype set just from, like, where you were sitting, either on commentary or not?
I think D1 experienced so much hype, his face is still frozen from Evo. Since
he still has that smile on his avatar.
Yep.
He's just like...
This is actually, this is his webcam right now. This is him in his room.
It's frozen.
Oh, man. Well, I missed PP versus Armada because I was playing pools, sadly, so I can't say that was my favorite set. I still didn't get to actually watch it yet. I need to. Yeah. I have.
That's good.
PP was playing on point that set. You should watch that. That was good.
I think
Prague was getting hype. I saw Prague in the background of that match.
Yeah, there were pictures from Caraface.
Yeah, there were some good pictures.
Like Prague
still frames.
Yep.
Yo, I love the professional photography when they get the perfect like reaction on everybody's face, and it's like the best picture.
Yeah.
That's been
So
happening
good.
a lot at all the major events. Like there's
Yeah.
like always at least one really good photographer that gets some really clutch hype moments and then puts them up for free. It's like, oh, what's good? And we always praise them and they come back. That's awesome. What
Yeah.
else? Yeah.
Trying to think though, which match stood out to me the most? Hmm. I feel like grand finals maybe. Just seeing the way Mango played
Mm-hmm.
versus Wobbles was ridiculous because he lost to him in losers, right? And
Right.
once I saw Mango lose to Wobbles in losers, I was like, man, it's either Wobbles is gonna take the tournament because Mango and Armada were my first two like go-to picks for grand finals. Then I heard PP beat Armada, so I'm like, wow, Armada's in losers, like it's any man's game now. And then Wobbles sends Mango to losers, and I'm like, oh gosh,
Mm-hmm.
Mango and Armada in losers bracket. It's it's between either of those two players now. Mango probably might clutch it out because Armada really didn't look like he was playing his best, to be honest. I don't know if you guys saw his matches on stream, but he missed a couple key edge guards. He didn't look as sharp as he usually would,
Yeah. Well,
usually.
he entered the top 8 on Sunday in losers bracket.
Yeah.
Already going in, and he only survived I think one match because he had to play. He played Shroomed, I think, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. And then he lost his next match, I would think. So, yeah, not. But I mean, the top 8 was so stacked.
It
You know,
was.
the fact that I mean, Wobbles was dominating, but just to be in like going into top 8, and being in winners bracket must have been like so relieving. Like, oh, I can at least lose once. It must have been so nerve-wracking for everyone in losers bracket, especially for such a massive tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
Let's
I mean, I did want to. I don't know. Did you see Will? Did you see Fishett's match? Because I know
Was he on stream?
That was
I
definitely
wanna
one of the
see-
most hype matches from pools.
it was definitely on stream. I
so
believe
good.
It was,
I don't think I saw that.
I didn't see
Yeah.
that. Go into
Oh my
that.
god,
Yeah.
it was ridiculous. It was Fishit versus Swiftbase.
I'll be right back. Keep
Oh,
going.
okay.
It was a very good set. There were comebacks, there were crazy things going on. That was a really like everyone was like on the edge of their seat. That was probably one of the most hype pools matches, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'd say one of my favorite standouts from pools was definitely I believe it was Hacks versus S2J. Was
Yeah.
was it S2J? I know it was a Falcon Ditto. I believe it was that one.
I agree.
And it was the match that got Aziz to guarantee ninth right before he played Ice. And that was like it was neck and neck. They were 1-1 going into game 3, and then unfortunately S2J just kind of dropped it from there. But then Aziz really rode a momentum, and it was a great set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that there was no Taj match stream. I don't think I didn't see any because I know he made bracket as with Mewtwo, but I didn't get to see him play.
Well, making bracket is like different in Evo because it kind of
true.
is all a
Yeah,
bracket.
It's all bracket, yeah, I guess. But still, I wanted to see him play, because
Yeah.
the one Mewtwo that made top 33 or top 16, whichever it was.
hmm
And I wish I could see him, but the fact that Fishit was streamed, that was good.
Yeah.
I know Will would have been hyped about that, and he was.
You know, I'm gonna find Fishit and Swift base match. I'm gonna put that in the window here so you guys
Yeah,
can watch it.
Put that in, you guys can watch
So you
it.
can watch it while we're talking about other stuff.
Because DK
Yeah,
and
it's-
Melee is hype.
Because
It's
hopefully
definitely-
that's uploaded somewhere.
By any
Honestly,
chance? Mhm.
I just want to say this, by the way, before we get off on another tangent.
Yeah.
When I was watching, I got really lucky that my boss actually started giving me Sundays off because for whatever reason, right? I was like, wow, this is really awesome. Just for Evo, I'm guaranteed to watch all of top 8 for every game on Sunday. So I sit down for King of Fighters, and this sick as hell intro comes in for King of Fighters, right?
hmm
Like really awesome, like on the stream, like this like custom made thing. But for whatever reason, I just thought like, I don't know, maybe it's like a community made thing or whatever. I didn't really hear about it. And then the Melee one
Oh my
was
god.
I lost my mind. I was like, yo, this is actually really like ungodly hype. Like this is like I 100% could not have expected anything more hype. That was so awesome.
hmm
And you could hear the crowd reaction like from the stream. It was amazing. And then like going around
Yeah. Like it was good enough that I was
It's
at
really
dinner earlier tonight, like maybe 5 hours ago or so, and we were at the dinner table rewatching the intro on my friend's cell phone. It's still like a week later, and we were both at Evo and watched it live. But no, we keep watching this intro video. It's that good.
it was so good.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I was like, wow, like that's like, and actually the intros for every game were amazing.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was a big part of the fact that, or part of the whole fact that Melee was the second biggest stream or game for the stream.
Mhm.
Marvel hit like 145 around their peak, and I think Melee hit 135 around their peak, like around 135.
Yeah.
So, that's, I mean, wow, that's amazing. The fact that Nintendo has to hold that really hard, and to hold
Yep.
that shit, and be like, yo, we made this game, and this was like our biggest advertisement, you know, like for this game in 12 years or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, they have to hold that so hard. Like, there's nothing they could have done something about it clearly, and they almost did.
Mhm.
But the fact that they did and they let us do like that's pretty awesome. I feel like, I don't know, I just
That
when I think-
community
when-
turnaround was unreal.
yeah, well, just when I think about it, it's like it's awesome because Melee was put back in the spotlight. I know we talk about Brawl a lot here. I know like people talking in the chat right now. Like this Directional Influence is about Smash Brothers, right? But at Evo, Melee was the game, so we're talking about Melee right now. You know,
Mhm.
if Brawl was the game, we'd be talking about Brawl. So, but the fact that like, such an awesome reaction to the I forgot my point was just such an awesome reaction to the tournament, and I was really excited about it. And now like there's so, like think about how like esports is growing and competitive gaming is growing, right?
Mhm.
Melee and Smash Bros really could be or Smash Bros in general could be a part of that. And like if you think about where competitive gaming will be like decades from now, you can look back and say like, oh, we were at the beginning of this. So it's
Mhm.
really awesome to say
Yeah.
like Evo 2013 could be like a really big highlight of competitive Smash, like really far into the future. Like wow, we saw that live, you know.
Yep.
And it's really it goes from there. That's the thing. Like I'm thinking, you know, I'm thinking like how do you really top Evo 2013? But that's the
Evo
crazy thing. Is
2014.
it was that
Apex.
Evo 2014 Apex, even like
What?
CEO.
Dude, did you hear how much talk there was about Melee possibly being at 2014? People got
Yeah.
so hyped about it. Like, everyone is pushing for that.
Well,
Like,
I don't even think that like the organizers of Evo can like really ignore it now, because especially like as a business, which they are obviously, if they want numbers, Melee beat
they
out
have numbers.
AE
they've seen
in
the
stream
numbers.
viewers. That's
Yeah, it did. It beat out.
Blows
AE.
my mind.
AE
I
had,
can't
like,
believe
around
that.
125. So that would hit third. Which
Yeah.
I mean, understandable because Street Fighter did. I mean, Street Fighter was really late because of King of Fighters. King of Fighters ran like
Mhm.
over 2 hours.
Usually that last time slot though is usually the most viewed, especially because Marvel did get the number one.
Marvel was hyped.
So like, yeah.
Marvel
Well,
was
when
crazy.
isn't Marvel hype?
Well,
Exactly.
Jaewong made it really high.
I have
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, when
That-
he dropped that last combo on Zero,
Oh.
like one game, I was like, oh
Fuck.
man, Vlogger. He's, dude, it was crazy. But that was a crazy, like, if they put, and nothing against, I love Injustice, but I think if they switch Injustice and Melee, it wouldn't hype to go from Melee to Marvel because they're
Mhm.
both like really crazy.
I
But
agree.
still, Injustice was really entertaining too.
I'm sorry.
I sort of like Injustice. I like
Yeah,
it.
me too. You know why I was excited
I don't
about
want to hate on it.
Injustice?
I like Injustice.
Like, main. Oh, hello.
I've heard that the popular opinion is that Injustice is a really fun game to play, but it might not be the most fun to watch. I guess if you don't play it, like if you don't understand it, which
would
could be said about a lot of games, but in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But no, definitely for sure. Didn't also Jabali said he was gonna have Melee at did he confirm it for CEO?
I don't think it's 100% confirmed, but it's like
I think it's pretty much confirmed.
let's
Yeah,
put it
like
this
he-
way.
I
Oh,
would
I'm
bet
sorry.
on it. I would bet on it.
The fact that he got hyped enough that he entered and he played and he's getting back into like
Mhm.
watching competitive Smash like
Yeah.
says a lot. So that's really cool.
You know, and right now I'm thinking like, depending on when Smash 4 is released, whether or not it'll be Melee or whatever it is, hopefully, either maybe we could very see Melee return to Evo, for example, if Smash 4 comes out after Evo, or if they don't set it up. So I don't know. I'm trying to think like what event, like if they're going to use Melee again or Smash 4. Either way, either one should be good because Nintendo's probably going to want Smash 4 eventually to be, big.
Hmm.
That's just the. I mean,
I don't think Smash
if
4
we're
will be
being,
out in time for the next Evo, though, to be
I don't.
honest.
I agree. No, I agree because it'll be. I think it'll be a little soon. Even though, but Injustice was put on a pretty only a couple months or several months.
It originally wasn't, though, but it was more the developer support that got him in there. And wow, oh my god, I'm sorry, but the
Yo,
first
this
game
DK
of
comeback.
Swift versus
Yo, this DK comeback.
Fisher just
Yeah.
ended, and what a great match.
So good.
No, but I mean, if we're being serious here, we really need to be serious about like what we need as a community, and to grow. We need direct developer support. Nintendo needs to be a presence and a positive presence and a supportive presence. Much like Riot is for League of Legends, Blizzard is for StarCraft, Activision is for Call of Duty, Valve is for Dota. That's we're as much as Apex and Evo and CEO and TFC and Genesis, all these big Smash or Smash related tournaments, as big as they grow, we're never gonna get as big as esports or close to that if we don't get that direct developer support, and we won't get it if we don't go to Smash 4. I mean, it's simple as that. They're not gonna push a game that they don't sell anymore. They're gonna push the game they're making and that they're working and spending time on. And they do need to do that. And as much as I love Melee, and Melee could very well continue to, be active and grow, there's a reason why MLG runs StarCraft 2 and not Brood War.
Yeah.
But there's also a reason why Brood War is still around and why there's still tournaments and leagues for it, because it's an awesome game. Because I very much do see StarCraft 2 and Brood War similar to Brawl and Melee. Either way, with that being said, Nintendo does need to step in. I've been telling this to a lot of people, and hopefully, if Smash 4 comes out before Evo and major tournaments, maybe they could bring some support. Like, hey, we have the new game, just like NRS did with Injustice. That'd be nice.
And even though developer support with Nintendo has been historically very hard to get, I think the whole community turnaround with the whole stream decision, it showed that it's possible now. So this is kind of our foot in the door. So now that they know about Evo and they saw that, I'm pretty sure they hope it in their eyes it went well. So now is the time to get that foot in the door and just keep nudging on through until we finally get that full support we need.
Right. Nintendo doesn't like to dip their toes as much like to build new swimming pool.
No.
I agree. No, to an extent that's true, because look at what they do with VGC. They don't support the Pokemon community. They just run their own big Pokemon tournament.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he's saying. So we can see
it's a little different because grassroots Pokemon tournaments are very, very rare to come by. So it's not a big enough thing for them to even notice yet. I mean, Apex had I think 40 entries for Pokemon, and that was honestly one of the biggest grassroots ever held.
Wow.
Because I don't think there's as much of a need for grassroots for that, because their official tournaments are that big. They're that more.
But
more
mostly,
often.
I think the point of what I'm trying to get across here is that Nintendo could very well just make their own Smash tournament. And we were to either have, and that would still be good too, because that's still legitimate. That's still legitimizing competitive play to non-competitive players for Nintendo gamers. If Nintendo says, "Hey, this thing here is good. You should, fuck with this." go do it. And
the issue there is that I feel like that would be more although I wouldn't mind it, it would be cool and it would be amazing for the competitive community and for the scene for Smash, but I think it would start off like how Evo did in with items for Brawl
That's what
back
I was
in
about to
2008.
Exactly, Will. Exactly.
Because that's how Nintendo, that's how they made their game. That's how they want it to be portrayed with everything. That's another thing. I wonder how Nintendo perceived Melee. Hey, there's no items.
Well,
that's true.
People are really into this. All
right, here's the thing. I feel like we're gonna have to give some credit to Nintendo. I think before Evo, they were aware of how the competitive community does their thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't.
Smash Maniacs.
But what I'm saying is that I don't think they went to the stream and it was like, oh, no items, that's weird. I think they were going into it knowing what it was going to be. I don't think they expected the reaction.
Yes.
Whatever happened with the stream was very obviously just a law. Their legal team being like, oh, this seems like something not in tournament, or whatever. Nintendo probably didn't even know about it until the community said anything.
That basically it was confirmed. The legal team acted without the PR team.
Okay.
And then.
so that was so uh,
Yeah, that's a big
yeah.
misconception. A lot of people don't realize that you would have
Mhm.
to really like kind of know that to look it
Yeah.
up. But
So, I think it's just the fact that they didn't expect the reaction, and they didn't really like the community backlash was really swift,
Oh,
like
yeah.
super swift. So I really don't like 3 hours like that. I don't really think they expected that. 135 viewers peak, 135,000 viewers peak.
Nobody did.
I don't think they expected that. I don't think know anybody did. Um,
My first prediction was 50,000. And then as soon as I heard the 35K hit on day one, I upped my prediction to 80K. And then as soon as I
wasn't
saw that KOF was about hitting 90, I was like, all right, it's gonna hit 100.
wasn't the top stream last year 100K for Evo?
Not even. It was like 98.
No,
Wow.
no, it was none of them. But the thing was though is that this was the biggest Evo in terms of stream numbers overall,
Yes.
and the reason for that was because of the big media stuff. Like this was, I have to say this was definitely the
I mean,
biggest
streaming grows every year. The whole Nintendo thing too,
streaming
and
grow.
just
No, but just Evo in general. This was the most covered Evo
yeah.
ever.
Hands
Like
down.
Hmm.
tournament.
Yeah, Evo's getting
Uh,
bigger
like
every
yeah,
year.
but like there were way more articles about Evo in general, and then Melee, the fact that the whole Nintendo thing happened, that blew up Evo. I mean that's a huge reason why the numbers were there. But that's
Mhm.
awesome. That means that people outside the communities are really receptive of it. That's really awesome. That means that just something like that they'll easily turn up and be like, all right, this seems cool. I saw so many comments like, oh, I never really into this, but this seems awesome. It's not
Mhm.
like we're forcing anyone to be in the competitive. We just want to do our thing, and this is what we're doing. We want to show it to people. If you're into it, you're not. Like that's the thing. So, and I think that's really awesome. So many people were receptive, and because a lot of people know what Smash is, they can relate to the characters. They probably played the game one time in their life at the very least. It's really easy to just jump on and like, oh, I can understand what's going on here. 1v1, I got this.
Mhm.
It's and I'm gonna write because I wrote an article on Nintendo Enthusiast, which is the Nintendo site I write for, and I'm gonna be writing another article that will include this point I'm about to talk about right now, which is the fact that compared to any other really like esport out there, Smash Bros is really more like sports in terms of the information on the screen. If you look at really any um, if we look at any major sports cast and you look at the information on the screen, for example, you have like the time left to score and some other information, very little, right? But with major like video games like StarCraft or even like a fighting game like King of Fighters has like 4 different bars you got to look at,
Mhm.
and Marvel has like 3 bars and a huge X and another bar on the ground. There's three characters coming in, but Smash only has the stock, the percent, and the time, and then just 2 characters going. It's really easy for someone who doesn't know what's going on to just come in into I understand what's going on. It's 1v1. They're fighting each other.
Mhm.
When I went to MLG Anaheim last year, I remember sitting in the StarCraft crowd and even StarCraft players not even knowing a lot of the information on the League of Legends screen.
Mhm.
Or Call of Duty players not understanding like what like the Gears of War like side event screen looked like. It was weird. Like it was like there's so much information that it's not accessible just to the untrained eye. But with Smash, it's really easy to just look at and
Yeah.
get right into it. That's why I think we really need to take advantage of that, and that's why I'm really excited to see where Smash grows as a competitive game, and hopefully maybe as into a true esport, because it's built. I feel like in some ways, it's not necessarily built for it, but Smash is built to be played in really any kind of way. So in a
Mhm.
way, it is kind of made to be an esport because an esport isn't a game that's limited.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Good
take that.
points.
So take that as you will.
As we get down to the epic loss by Fishit, who was
Um,
up
Yeah.
3 stocks to 1
I
against
wanna
Fox.
I want
He
to
got
comment
Shrine
on
Gift.
some of these comments right now on the chat real quick.
Oh yeah.
About Project M. To be really honest with you, as much as I am very supportive of Project M,
I think it's realistic to
it's
say that it's going to be
unrealistic,
bigger than Melee, especially after Evo 2013.
Mhm.
and because
You
it's a
can't say
mod,
that.
Nintendo won't allow it. I'm sorry,
Let's
Nintendo.
also remember it's not even finished yet.
It's not
Yeah.
even finished. So yeah, Nintendo could easily send a cease and desist anytime they want, and they don't. They do not have to revoke that for any community backlash. They don't have to do shit.
Mhm.
That is perfectly legal. They don't have to do anything with that. So, I mean, they could have done the same with the stream. But either way, I feel like they would definitely just throw down a C and D and be like, oh, we don't give a fuck about that. They don't. They probably don't want that more than they don't want the Evo.
Mhm. It's a great game. I support it. I'm sure we all do, but
So
you know,
yeah.
it's rough.
So I mean, as much as it's good, we just gotta look. Smash 4 is what Nintendo's gonna want to support. We have to support
Yes.
Smash 4.
Hmm.
That's the biggest thing.
And
That's
this
not.
is still great advertising for Smash 4. Is building
Yeah.
up
Yeah,
this
it's
now.
probably the
Yes.
best thing that could have happened in terms of
Right.
us wanting Smash 4 to be competitive is
Yeah.
for Evo to blow up with Melee.
Hmm.
Just to
And
show Nintendo, hey look,
Yep.
this is what the people want. Like maybe you should incorporate this as well as the casual fun aspect that is obviously going to be included, that
Definitely.
everyone will be able to have fun with already, as long as we have that option of customizing everything still, then
Hmm.
maybe. I don't know. I think Nintendo it definitely opened their eyes. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still feeling very positive about Smash 4. I don't know about you guys.
Me too.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely. Is there anything that else that really surprised you about Evo D1? Because I mean, you've been to all the big tournaments, you've commented at Apex, you've commented at other things. What really shocked you the most about Evo compared to what we're normally used to?
In terms of Melee, or
Yeah.
just
Oh,
Evo overall?
anything overall. Because we have to learn from all the communities, not just ourselves.
Let me think. Because I try to be as unbiased as possible, so it's like
Hmm.
really rough. Um. Well, what shocked me the most, of course, we already covered, was Armada getting sent to losers. Like 3 years, this guy has never seen a losers bracket. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's big for PP to make such a statement at Evo on the grand stage. Like that's big.
I agree.
That's really big. Like I think in at PP's career as a Smash player, that's probably one really nice medal to just put,
I
like
can
on his wall.
imagine.
Yeah, like I beat Armada. I put him in losers. The first man in 3 years to send him to losers bracket.
Hmm.
Other than that, Wobbles taking going all the way to grand finals,
Yeah.
undefeated in winners at Evo. Yes, wobbling was legal, but you know what? People should already, get over it.
Yeah.
Like the game is, ice climbers aren't really that good without wobbling anyway. Like
Hmm.
of course Fly Manita, he showed that you can combo using, creative desyncs
Hmm.
and whatnot, but still, like why take away wobbling? Like do you got what's your take on
Uh,
wobbling, guys?
I honestly, seeing wobbling in Melee, especially, it really it hits home for us as competitive brawl players because like we're used to that. We're
Yeah.
used to the grab being that consistent that it will just lead into a death. And
hmm.
I feel like it hasn't been that way in Melee with wobbling banned. I don't know how often it's been banned or what tournaments it's been legal in, but I know the follow-ups are not they're not automatic. Like
Okay.
you have to do like the soft nair into regrab kind of stuff. Like it takes a lot more finesse to capitalize off of it. So to see like Wobbles just capitalizing on every single grab being a guaranteed death, that changes the metagame almost. But it's like what it should be
Yeah,
because that's what the character is capable of.
Hmm.
exactly.
So it was good to see that, it wasn't limited
Yeah.
and that it can be adapted to because Mango just was on point in grand finals and he
Yeah.
just went in. So
Mango had no problem. Hungry Box did quick work from game one in winners finals.
Yeah.
Definitely possible to get around.
What was really scary, I think, was Hacks versus PP.
Hmm.
It actually looked like Hacks had a chance.
I heard. I still haven't seen that match yet, unfortunately.
What?
All right,
Hey, what's
I'll play
up?
that next.
that was
So anyway,
definitely yeah, we
Definitely.
lost you for a little bit.
oh no, my computer completely shut off.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
So what happened was, I'm sitting here, I'm sitting here listening to you guys, I'm like, I'm getting a little hungry. I'm feeling for some sour, right? So here I have some Haribo sour spaghetti. Kids and adults love them. And I'm like, hey, I should go grab some, but they're sitting on the table. So I reach over, not noticing that my laptop is not really plugged into my charger really well. And the battery sucks, so sometimes when it unplugs, it dies. So as I went over to grab some sour spaghetti, I knocked the charger off the laptop and died. So I had to restart my computer, and I acquired spaghetti that is sour.
That'll
Anyway,
do it.
I
So what
just
were you
want to
talking
point
about?
out. I want to point out one thing that Droogs said in the chat. Definitely, wobbling aside, like I had no idea Wobble's ices was that legit. Like he made so many like clutch Sopo plays that it was very obvious like his skill level. He
Yeah.
he played
Yeah.
amazing,
Oh,
like
absolutely.
wobbling or not. So I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that.
Oh, he's a super skilled player. Yeah, with or without wobbling.
But yeah, we were talking about I think it was like hacks versus PP. Like who didn't watch the set? Did you guys all watch it?
I didn't see it yet, but I have it queued up next to play on the stream.
Because yeah, like man, Hacks was playing so good in that set. He just
Yeah.
there was a couple of situations where like there were edge guards that he would normally get where it's just like if you miss one or two, it like turns the match around.
hmm
And that's really all it was. It was so close.
Yeah.
So I want to wrap this up a little bit here because we want to talk about some other stuff before we close up the show.
hmm
Well, first of all, does anyone have any last comments that hasn't chimed in that they want to say about Evo?
It was very interesting seeing the event run because remember that they did pool brackets where it's basically just a giant double elimination bracket. So I mean, it's essentially no different than just running a straight bracket at a tournament, but with 700 people. It's definitely a lot different, and I was just really shocked by just the sheer number of staff that they had with Evo. The tournament ran completely fine and on time with 16 setups, which people would have never imagined.
Yeah.
I learned so much about TOing there. It was unreal.
And mind you, these setups were like provided by the community,
Yep.
not even Evo staff.
By the night of
Yeah, I
of
remember.
Evo from the community.
Yeah.
Like, hey, everyone, bring your setups, or
Yep.
there's not going to be a tournament. So.
My favorite thing about Evo for Smash was definitely how varied the top 8 was. I don't think I've ever seen something so diverse as that in
Yeah,
Smash.
it was a different
was so
character
good.
for everybody except like one exception. I played this for 2 months.
And I think the fact that also because there was something such as wobbling, that the rest of the FGC could actually relate to the fact that there are
Yeah.
infinites and that there are setups into infinites. And that there was the whole Smash we have infinites too kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And it kind of almost like relayed between Melee and even in Street Fighter had one of the most diverse top 8s that were ever seen in a finals. So that was really cool how those related to each other.
Wasn't enough Raging Demon despite all the Akuma. That was my biggest gripe. By the way, even though it's a little off topic, but concerning Evo, my favorite part of Evo non-melee was Reynold coming back in King of Fighters after being down 0-2 and resetting the bracket and winning. Dude, dude, I swear to you, had the smuggest look at his face, glasses on and everything.
Yeah.
He starts clapping, he's like, yeah, look at this dude. Like, he was into it. He was with, like, wow. He was down 0-2. He's like, yeah, like, this guy's good, right? And then wins six right in a row. It's like,
Yeah.
And as smug as he looked, his opponent looked just as distraught when he started losing the matches. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a competitor just look so like I'm done. This is it.
Dude, he got so mind game. He got so mind game. Wow, it was.
That was a great set to be in the crowd for. My God.
Yeah, even when he got on stage to accept his medal for second place, you could really see how disappointed he was. Like, it was rough.
That's Evo for you. You gotta hold that sometimes.
Yeah. The one more year chance was also really awesome.
Yeah.
But one more, not one more year. Should be more than that. Like every year.
Yeah. Well,
fuck one more year.
One at a time.
Yeah. Fuck that, man.
My other
I'm
favorite
about every
moment.
year. I'm about every year.
My other favorite moment, no bias or anything, but I think that F-Champ kind of characterizes himself as the villain of Marvel.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
totally Chris G, though.
He does it for the hype, and he does it
it
really
is
well.
that.
But watching him lose and watch Yipes pop off was.
Oh, I didn't get to see that either.
Yo, you need to see that.
There was so much going on that week.
Yipes is hilarious, and he was hyped.
I gotta see that.
I just gotta say too, I was very, very happy that I was able to sit on Twitter and bash Call of Duty, which had like half as many viewers as Evo, and then less and less throughout the day. I was like, yes, fuck.
Did they have a big event that day?
They had, well, I think they did. They had something called Gfinity. I guess it was an event. They like peaked at like 45. That was really,
Wow.
like, maybe it was a major event. I don't know. I just know that I was like, Call of Duty suck it. No, no, I support Call of Duty.
By the way, did you guys hear about Larry beating Ken
No,
in
I did not.
quarterfinals? Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently
he
the
did.
person that eliminated Sephiroth Ken from bracket was DEHF Larry Holland.
Oh shit.
Well, Def played
That
Melee
Marth
before Brawl,
experience.
and he's like
Yeah.
an
Oh
amazing
no,
Melee
his
player too.
Larry's Falco in Melee. If you guys haven't seen it, he's not just a Brawl Falco. He's
Yeah.
amazing in Melee.
Yeah, this definitely isn't just some Brawl guy hyped on the Melee train. He's legit been entering Melee tournaments for a long time, and he's
Yeah.
amazing at the game.
Yeah.
Was this recorded by any chance?
I don't know. I haven't heard of it.
That would
hope
be an
so.
excellent
Hope
set
so.
to find. Like, if someone had.
I agree.
that.
All right, this is a all right. Before we move on, I just want to. Someone just said this. I hope Smash 4 is more like Brawl.
It's
And
that's-
interesting.
that's not a popular opinion.
Usually not.
that's not a
Yeah.
popular opinion. And I
Yes.
just want to. I want to comment to that real quick because what we've been told is that it's going to be a mix of Melee and Brawl.
Mhm.
And as much as I like Brawl, I mean, I started from Brawl and I'm more associated with Brawl, so I'm not at all generating any hate. But Melee was at Evo for a reason, and Melee is still around for a reason. It's a really good game, and there's a lot to take from it that's positive, and still have a game that's competitive and accessible for casual players.
Mhm.
So this focus of making it a mix is better than making it more like Melee or more like Brawl, because it doesn't have to be more like anything. A solid mix of the two games is actually really what we should want.
Yeah.
We don't want a game that people will pick up and feel like they're gonna get bodied, you know. And I
But in
know
the hands of
Melee
the right player, they'll
but
get
exactly,
bodied.
but same in Brawl. But at least with Brawl, I feel like casuals will get into it. Casuals do get into it a lot easier. I mean, Sakurai said it himself. They were making a game for a console that had a lot of new people
Mhm.
that weren't even accustomed to video games at all in some cases. I mean, Melee. I think we do. Melee. It needs to be a fast game, and I hope they do bring some advanced techniques back. I hope
Yeah.
that I really do. I don't like the Brawl air dodge. I think doesn't. Really, I like the fact that you can commit to something, and it's a good movement, but it can be used not just in wave dashing, but as a tool.
Mhm.
Not just this fucking.
I mean, even though you do
dodge.
mention that it is at least in the beta currently, the Brawl air dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope. I don't know. I don't want it to be Melee 2. I don't want it to be Brawl 2. I want it to be Smash 4. I want it to be Smash 4.
Oh, what a sexy regrab.
So I'm like, but Smash 4 can take the positives of both games and then add even new things. I
Mhm.
don't want them to make the same game. I want to go play Melee, play Melee. I want to play Brawl, play Brawl.
Yep.
And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that either. We can go play
If you want
Melee.
to play Brawl, play Brawl. If you want to play Melee, go to Evo.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a big deal. Like and the great thing is that Smash 4 and Melee could easily coincide. There'd be no problems.
Yep.
Or if they don't want to, and Smash 4 takes the high road, or Melee does, whatever. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But we don't need to start generating this like, oh, it has to be like Melee or Brawl thing. That doesn't make
Mhm.
that's not getting us anywhere.
I'll
I
be
do.
honest. I actually want Smash 4 to be really good so that everyone could just play one game together.
Exactly.
Because
I would
both
love
of our
that.
communities are like, at least from Apex, you could tell like they were both at pretty much at the same size. Now, obviously, Evo expanded
Mhm.
Melee.
Your
But,
Melee is like
there
expensive
is a
as hell on
presence
eBay.
in both communities that if we just converge into one, we would be freaking.
I think everybody wants it.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't? Why would you not want bigger tournaments and more media and everything?
Honest, I'm just telling you. Look, I'm just gonna be very honest with any Melee or Brawl fan out there. But in Smash as a competitive franchise will not grow unless we focus on one game, and it has to be the newest one. I'm sorry, a developer won't put money
Mhm.
into anything else. You gotta hold it. You gotta hold it. I'm sorry.
Marvel 2 players naysayed Marvel 3 at first, but
Yeah.
look at what was the biggest game at Evo now. It's Marvel 3.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with playing the old games. That's why big tournaments still have the old games. Apex had Smash 64.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
And it was
not.
the biggest Smash 64 tournament, and it happened
but-
like 15 years after it came out.
But
Oh.
if we want tournaments like ESL, MLG, or even Nintendo to do their own tournaments or whatever, it has to be the new game, and that's what they want. They want to support the new game, So we have to stop. Hopefully it's accepted by the community. I hope it'll at least facilitate that kind of joining, because
Hmm.
if it doesn't, I don't know. I'm focused on Smash 4, and there's nothing wrong with doing that and Melee too. I mean, I don't know.
I think a decent segue from this. Again, I don't know how seriously we can take it, but the fact that people are coming up with things such as that petition for a GameCube controller,
Hmm.
formulated version of the Wii Pro controller that people want for the Wii U. Have you guys seen that going around? People are talking
Yeah.
about that in the
Yep.
chat.
I've been
As
spreading that around,
as
definitely.
perfect or not as the Photoshop of the controller is, it's just a prototype. Like, it doesn't need to look like that, but it's a really good idea, and it's obvious that, for the past 12 years, people have mastered the use of that controller. So
Yeah.
obviously, we're gonna be happy with it. Even a lot of people, not even Smash related, just call that controller one of the best Nintendo controllers, if not the best. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I think it would be a smart move, and it's a cool concept that Smash is kind of projecting. It's not just Smash, but whoever made that, you know, whoever made that petition is looking to help speak out for all of us after seeing things that happen with Evo, after the media backlash and how social media has such an effect on everything.
Hmm.
We have we have a
That's
voice
another
now.
topic to talk
There are
about.
ways that we can voice our concerns and our opinions that we can make Nintendo listen,
Right.
just you know so
Yeah.
it's really cool to see stuff like that.
Right. Anyway, so we're gonna start wrapping this up a little bit. So I think should we talk? So what do you? All right, I want to quickly talk about. I think we're gonna skip on Shockwave, even though it was an awesome tournament. I think it's getting a little late. That's okay. Earthquake.
Poor Will.
How was it, Will? Was it a good tournament?
Shockwave. Oh, I have the results. I'll post that in
It
the
just
chat.
happened this past weekend at Shirley, Long Island.
Happened yesterday.
And
Oh, I can't post
this
links.
past
Damn it,
Saturday, yesterday.
Sorry.
Chibo.
And,
I'll put like a
deleted
space in it or something. I don't know
Retag.
how this works.
If you put it in the Skype chat, I can pass it on to them.
Okay, cool.
So that happened.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was nice. It was our first Brawl/PM event. It was a sub-series leading up to Crossfire. The top placers get discounts toward Crossfire 3, which everyone should be very hyped about.
Is that for
they're-
singles and doubles, or
I believe.
just singles? I'm just asking because I got second in doubles.
Well, I can
Chiba wants to
definitely.
know.
I want to
can
see if I
definitely
get free
let you
entry to
know.
Crossfire. Cool.
I'm gonna go look now. I can let you know, but for sure, it's definitely for singles.
All right. I did ass in singles. No free entry there.
But no, yeah, it was really cool seeing a lot of people came out. Even DJ Nintendo came out from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snakey and Shadow came from Staten Island.
What?
That's pretty deep, man.
Doom was there.
All the way out to Shirley. You guys don't know how far I live. It's
Shirley's
really
really
far.
far.
It is.
Long Island is long. It's really
Yeah.
long.
I'm an exit. If you think in terms of Long Island Expressway, it starts at exit 1, and Montauk, actually it goes to exit 73 or something like that. I'm exit 68 on Long Island, so that's pretty
Yeah.
deep.
It's the first time I've actually gotten
Really deep.
housing for a tournament in a really long time. That's just that extra little bit of distance it was. I was like, I don't want to do that all in one go.
Christmas says, dude, Shirley was OD.
Oh,
Yeah, especially since the heat was ridiculous. Yeah, Christmas and Alex Strife made it out, man.
Wow.
They came and showed their support. It was hype. So we definitely all had a good time. Applebee's was a blast. Oh my god, I'm gonna put Chibo on blast right now.
do it.
Do it.
I got birthday.
Put him on blast. Put him on
Yes.
blast.
I got double teamed. Happy birthday.
You like getting double teamed, don't you?
Wow.
You like getting double teamed, don't you?
That was a Marvel reference.
Post that link. Post that link, Chibo.
Damn.
So there's this thing that that people do when you go to some place like Red Robin or Applebee's, and it was, I mean, obviously Chibo is the guy that we have to get, because I don't know if we've gotten him yet, but
That was my first time. It was.
it was his first time.
Yeah.
So And I caught it on video. I was waiting patiently from the other side of the table. I knew it was gonna happen. So
I think it was the first time Applebee's ever heard a Chibo chant before. And it didn't help that I was wearing a shirt that said the word Chibo on the back of it.
Oh my
the
god.
plan going in was that when they were gonna start singing Happy Birthday, we were gonna chant Chibo louder than they were singing.
And it happened.
It was good times.
It was. Alright, what other quick topics do we got?
Okay. So we also want to cover the Fall Classic. Chibo.
Oh, yes.
That's you.
I was working on this for like the past week or so, and I got confirmation on Saturday during the tournament. Is that the Fall Classic, which is from now to the end of the year, probably going to be the biggest FGC tournament, I'd say. And it's a really big deal for them because what they're doing is they're taking 4 of the biggest TOs on the East Coast, being Big E, who hosts NEC Summer Jam and Winter Brawl, Long Island Joe, and Sweet Johnny Cage, who host ECT in North Jersey, and Shin Blanco, who hosts Final Round, which is the longest running FGC series, period. The 4 of them are going to get together to host one tournament for the entire East Coast in North Carolina, so it's kind of a halfway point between all of them. And I convinced them that after how great Evo was, that to add Melee, and CT is going to get the helm of everything in terms of Melee, so I'll be assembling a great staff for to run the tournament great. Evo quality stuff here. I'm gonna make sure that the tournament runs really fast. We'll probably do like a double side event and everything. I'll be streaming it. We'll be getting commentators, TOs to help run it even better. Yeah, as I just said, it's gonna make sure it's an amazing time. So, especially if you're like in the Atlantic South area that doesn't have that many tournaments, from what I've heard, show up, and it's gonna be in September. I believe it's the 14th and 15th.
Yes, I will be there. I'm definitely going to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to hopefully maybe do some commentary, help out, whatever. Have an awesome time. Hopefully, Will, maybe D1.
Oh yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
D1, you're definitely in
Well,
there. I feel like we should have
Word.
a DI carpool.
Yeah,
Yo,
September
you know what'd be
sounds pretty
sick?
available.
You know what'd be sick? We should do an episode from the carpool. That would be sick. I feel like that'd be a good episode.
Is that doable?
Dash cam.
Like on some okay.
Dash cam.
Dash
We're in
cam.
there.
Dash cam.
You can have like a Wi-Fi adapter in the car, like, or something. Someone can
saying,
tether
just
something. We'll get
It's
some sort
doable.
of internet
Maybe
generated.
at the very least, a video. We could record a video.
Yeah, you could get
Yeah.
a video, then play it during the next podcast.
I think
or
a
something,
live
yeah.
stream is doing a little too much.
It's possible. I'll make it happen.
It's
Yo,
OD.
Get a
so
van with
people
Wi-Fi.
can do it.
Make vans with Wi-Fi numbers. True. All right. So we'll talk about that later.
Oh, but for anybody looking for more information on TFC, let me just double check the URL real quick. I believe it's tfctournament.com. Waiting on confirmation from that. Yes, it is tfctournament.com. And I did make sure to get Smash officially on the event registration on the website, so that way all the other FGCers signing up for the event, they see, yo, Melee, that was hype at EVO, I'm gonna enter this too, it's only $10 more. And they told me Melee would be added to the event registration on the website on Monday. It's already there, and as of like the last 5
Not
or 6
bad.
hours, so
Not bad.
you can go on there right now, get your $30 venue fee before it adds up. This is a giant 2-day national. All the people in the world are going to be there. Spooky's also going to be streaming. I'm going to do what I can to make sure we can get top 5 or top 8 on his stream and get some of our best commentators up on there. So, D1, I hope to see you there, because especially if you enter Marble, because you're great at that game. I want to see if Prague can come down. And North Carolina is a little close to Doggy Samus, so he only usually comes out for Apex. So, I'm going to see what I can do to get him to North Carolina.
Melee legend.
The Melee legend.
Melee legend. Melee legend. Okay. Now that we've all we actually covered everything that we wanted to cover our
Yeah.
side. So anyway,
No.
we have some DI updates. So.
Oh, do we?
Oh, do we? We do. Well, the one thing we didn't talk about was the scheduling. Are we going to talk about that?
I think it's more just something we have to discuss to make sure like when we're all available
Okay.
exactly.
So.
But we
first
do
of
have a
all,
plan. Yeah.
Let's. All right. So we're going to confirm something right here. DI will be coming to you guys on a weekly basis soon, but we haven't confirmed the schedule yet. So stay tuned on that.
But weekly.
However, but weekly. It will be weekly. It'll be an hour show weekly, just like DI usually was back in the day. Also, we'll do some more chat questions after this, by the way. So hold your questions, and if we forget them, sorry. Just repeat them, and don't copy and paste. It's fine, whatever. Yes, it'll be weekly. We'll be doing it weekly. If we can't do it weekly, we may skip a week here and there. We're human, whatever. But we'll try to do it weekly as possible.
I just gotta say that's like really exciting because I remember back in like obviously we're entering into like the golden age of Melee right now, but I'd say like back in like 2010, like when DI used to be around, it was a great time for Smash in general, and just always seeing DI coming out constantly was great. And guys just kind of, it hasn't been around for like 2 years or so, and then Melee at Omi got really popular. Even Show Me Your News is doing some episodes every now and then. I'm just really glad to see this come back on a weekly basis. It's really hype, and I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, I'm happy
the more
too.
content that we can pump out for Smash and to just expose our competitive community, the better, especially right now. So.
Yeah,
Evo just happened.
that's
Apex is
the thing.
coming again. We got Smash 4 coming. It's no better time.
Exactly. So that's awesome. You guys can be tuning into DI, turning into Melee on me. You know, whatever you want to tune. The more Smash content, the better. That's why we're here doing this. So, show me your news. Actually, yeah, they never stopped. They just stopped covering Smash exclusively.
Okay.
So what I remember, if I remember correctly, they were like a Smash Boards like podcast, and Alpha Zel's correct. Yeah, they split up into like more like other like just Nintendo games, I think, or just games in general, and they have their own like site and all that kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah, because I did know they just did an episode last weekend about covering Project M 2.6, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did watch
really
that because I was looking into the 2.6 info. I actually haven't even touched 2.6 at all yet, so I was looking for some insider info.
Anyway, so we're gonna be confirming the schedule. Number 2. For those of you who don't know, we're gonna be doing the show weekly. We're doing the show weekly. For those of you who don't know, Directional Influence was started in August 2010, and from August 2010 until February 2012, so a year and a half, Chibo actually.
Okay, almost rounded up.
Or after a month after Apex 2012. So when we stopped doing DI, we had done 55 episodes over at VVV Gaming. That was season 1, we're calling it. Now we're here bringing you season 2. The first 55 episodes of season 1 will be coming to Clash tournaments, so you guys can re-listen to all of them, or not. Whatever you do, we don't really care, but you can do it if you like. We would like you if you did. It'd be awesome. That's why we made them.
We're working on the details right now, but they will be coming to CT's YouTube channel, so you can re-listen every episode so far,
and find out what DI was about when it was a little more brawl section. When it was back in 2010, 2011, and
back when we went to E3,
we covered E3. We covered E3. We went to E3. We were at Apex. We were at major tournaments.
Man, that was good times.
And I'm glad that
I almost killed Dakota in the hotel room. By the way.
Yo, yeah, that was true. Will gave me a fight for my life in the hotel room, and I would love to go back to E3 representing DI. So
yeah.
Sorry, just people looking at me in the room. Everyone started looking at me. It was really weird. Anyway, so we're gonna be bringing those episodes to you guys. You can listen. We'll keep you guys updated. Third, so remember how we had this guy named D1 on the show just now? He's a guest. Well, I'm gonna upgrade him right now and promote him. So
look how hyped he is.
He's so hyped. We want to officially announce to you that Apex D1 will be a new Directional Influence co-host. Starting now.
Be sure to follow him at XD1X.
Yes,
Thank you very much, everybody.
Do so. So we're glad to have him on here. He's been bringing us some awesome, more Melee perspective, and the awesome stuff we love that is D1. And I'm glad that he's on the show. So that's exciting.
Alright, shameless plugs. You guys should follow Rapture at VVV_Rapture.
No, just VVV Rapture.
Oh, just VVV Rapture?
Oh
man. Okay, well.
VVV Rapture.
At VVV Rapture. Alright, no underscore.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
At underscore DK Will.
Yeah, no underscore.
I'm fixing that right now. My bad.
That's alright. It happens.
All good.
Yeah, so follow us. We got the official DI Twitter. Follow Will. Follow D1. Follow Chiba. Follow Clash Tournaments.
And also follow the DI_Smashcast.
Yes.
DI Smashcast.
Just created the Twitter, so you guys
just made it. It's really really janky right now because we just made it. And at least we got rid of the egg avatar.
Yeah.
So
Keep track of that. Any announcements we have.
be coming from
Obviously,
that.
we're gonna be going weekly. Once we establish the schedule and like the date of what we're gonna do that, then we'll let you know via
Mhm.
that Twitter. For sure,
Exciting,
for sure.
exciting
Gonna be
stuff.
good stuff.
So,
Um,
is that everything? Is that everything? Because
That and D1 and I are gonna get hyped for VXG in the next couple of
Yes.
days. So
Yes.
look
Correct.
forward to the fact that we're gonna both be attending that. Have quite a few stories and/or videos and pictures.
I'm
Maybe
hoping
even
for big stories.
guys.
Yeah.
Stories
Yeah,
definitely. Um,
should be some
D1 will be
crazy
getting
times.
D1 will be getting a camera in future
We'll
episodes.
get him a camera.
We'll get him a camera. We'll make sure that you'll be seeing his awesome face. Will and D1 will be going to VXG. We'll be covering VXG next episode,
Hmm.
and then we'll be talking hopefully in the coming weeks. Rescue 3 is coming up, and some
Yep.
other
Rescue
melee.
3 is this weekend, same weekend as VXG, but I mean
Yeah,
VXG is like your big premiere event, the beach.
exactly. Right, right.
But yeah, Rescue 3 is also no slots. We're gonna have Mr. R, CT0, of
And
course.
then Skatar 2 is the weekend
Yes.
after, which is awesome because that's a huge brawl event. We'll be covering that. I'll be doing commentary there, so you'll see me there. I know Chibo, you'll be streaming that, so you'll hear Chibo's voice.
Hmm.
That'll be awesome. So we'll have some TI hype there, and then we'll be going hopefully seeing where the Smash news takes us.
Yeah. Very excited for it.
I'm excited. We'll see. We're gonna hopefully. I would like to talk to Prague about having him on the show. Even though he just meleeed on me, I'd love to have him on the show and have him talk melee here.
We'll get some guest hosts, yeah.
Get some guests. D1 as more melee to come bring to us. We got a ton of melee and brawl. Maybe we would throw some Smash 64
Yeah.
in there in some coming episodes. We'll see what's coming up, but
Hmm.
we're gonna run off because it's actually really late, and yeah, we're
Word.
But I know you all enjoyed the show, right?
hopefully.
Right?
I
Press
did.
1 if you enjoyed the show.
Yes, hopefully. Thank you.
And if you guys are looking forward to a Crossfire 3 date, no worries. As soon as I find out a confirmation on that, I will let you guys know, and
yeah.
I will spread that like wildfire.
You know,
So, no worries.
and trust me, we're like I said, we're focusing on all the Smash games. It's not just Brawl, it's not just Melee, it's not just 64.
Hmm.
It's just Smash. So we'll be covering all the games, and that's hopefully the best way to go. I think that's the best way to go about it.
No better way.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rapture, Will is with us. Chiva's with us. D1. Thank you guys for joining me. This episode, season 1, episode 2. No, season 2, episode 1. Yeah. Season 2, episode 1. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys next week or whenever next week. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace out, homies.